Hi, I'm Cheryl Phillips. My husband's filming me and he's making me laugh. Why are we here today? We're here to show you our new squedge tool. And you might be wondering what a squedge is. Well, a squedge is a wedge. And a wedge, as you know, makes a circle, but a squedge makes a square. We're going to be using the 22.5. We're going to be making the quilt that's behind me. And let's get started. We have 3 squedge tools. We have one that does a 15 degree, an 18 degree, and a 22.5. Our project today uses the 22.5. The 22.5 degree angle is here. This creates one edge and this creates one edge of our block. This would be the center of our block. Now to prepare our tool, we're going to use adhesive little rings, and we put these on our tool. That'll keep it from slipping. We also flip it over and put 4 on the back because we will use both sides of the tool to create mirror images. Our 16.5-inch square block was made with the 22.5 degree squedge. The full tool makes the corner piece, and you notice that the pink and the purple are mirror images of each other. The inner pieces are also made with the same tool, but only part of it will trim at the slotted line. The first piece we'll cut is the pink one. To do that, I have an 8-inch wide strip of my pink fabric. Notice that I just have one layer. It's not doubled. You don't want to do the thing where you cut along the fold because you won't be getting identical pieces. I placed this on my fabric so that the edge of my tool is aligned with the edge of my fabric strip. I'm going to hold my tool and use my rotary cutter and make my first cut. I'll take that excess piece and take it out of the way. That keeps me from cutting into that piece on my next cut. Now I have one of those rotating mats and I'm going to turn it around, and now I'm ready to cut on the opposite side. And remove that piece of fabric. And now I'll cut the tip, and I'll also cut this tip here. You might want to rotate your mat again and cut the tip. When we do that, we have our first piece. The next fabric we'll cut is the purple. It is also an 8-inch wide piece. We'll be cutting the full tool, but this time, rather than cutting it this way, we're going to flip it over so that all the lettering on the tool is mirror imaged. Now you're going to be cutting from this side. You're going to line up that edge with the edge of your strip set, step to one side and cut. Remove that piece. Try to cut all the way through. Okay, remove that piece, rotate your mat, cut on the opposite side, remove the piece, and then cut off the end. I suggest you go in that manner, making this little tip your last piece, and that way you're saving every bit of your fabric. Here we have the second piece, and you'll notice that it's an exact mirror image. You might wonder how we get the second cut. And to do that, the first one I cut on this side, now I'm simply going to rotate my tool around like this. Hold it. Cut on the side of the tool and remove my fabric. Now I'm going to rotate it. Cut on this side, cut off the tip and the little tip. And that's where we get our second cut. The first inner piece we'll cut is this floral batik. It's next to the pink. The pink was right side up, and so will this one. So we'll be able to read the words on the tool. When we do this, we're going to be placing the line with the slots right here on the edge of our fabric. So you place that. Now notice, this part of the plastic extends beyond our fabric. We don't worry about that. We'll take our first cut, like this, remove the fabric, turn my mat, cut on the side, remove, and cut the tip. Now we have our first inner piece. We'll cut 4 of these. For the polka dot, we'll be doing the same thing. It's next to the purple, and if you recall, the purple, we flipped our tool over. So all the letters on the back of the tool are mirror imaged. So this time, we'll start here, placing the tool slot line on the edge of our fabric and cutting in the same manner that we did the previous one. And you can see that these come together like this. Okay, here we are. We have 4 different shapes, and we want 4 of each of the shapes. Now, look what happens. If we put these 2 together and add these, you've got a square forming. Put 4 of those together and we get our block. So to do that, we want to sew these pieces together. We're going to put this on top. The corner matches, but you'll see here the little tip, like a little ear, sticks out. It's about 1/4 of an inch across, and that's what will make everything line up and be square. We'll do the same thing on this side. Now, here we are. Our 2 pairs are sewn together, and we're ready to sew those together to make that square. And you're going to simply put those together. Now these will match perfectly. So put those together and sew those with a 1/4 inch seam allowance. And this is what we get when we sew these together. Here's our square. We'll make 4 of those and put them together. We'll sew those together and we'll get our block. Notice something here? We have a opening, a hole in the center. What I've done to that opening is I've ironed a scrap of freezer paper onto the back to stabilize that center opening, to keep it nice and round so that when you applique you won't distort it. Now I'd like to show you how to do the applique. Okay, we're going to choose our applique color, take a piece of freezer paper, and on the dull side we're going to trace a 2-inch circle. Cut that 2-inch circle out and bond that onto the color of the fabric for our center. If you've never done this before, freezer paper has a coating on the back and it will adhere to your fabric. Next, we're going to cut our fabric approximately 1/4 of an inch beyond the edge of the fabric, like this. Here's one that I've done, and I'm going to take a glue stick like this, put a little on the edge of the paper, and with my finger I can push that fabric, and I try to be as smooth as I can, and I keep it flat. Add a little bit more glue, and again, just with your fingers push that in. I'll continue all the way around. This is what it looks like when I've pressed it. See how nice and smooth the edge is? And now we're ready to take this circle and applique it to the center of our block. Here it is, all appliqued. I'd sewed some of those blocks together, and I wanted to show you what an interesting result we get where the blocks meet. See the secondary design? Now I'm going to take the blocks we worked on today and put those together, probably add a border, and we'll be showing you a still shot of this when we're done. This is Cheryl Phillips of Phillips Fiber Art. Thanks for watching, and God bless.